So hello guys, another Champions League night. It's Manchester United versus Atletico Madrid at the Wanda Metropolitano. So we all are anticipating it to be the second best game in the Champions League, of course, after Real Madrid and PSG. Or I would not be afraid to call it the same because both the teams have been the same, you can say, inconsistent throughout the season, or both are fighting for the top four place in their respective leagues. Or somehow you can argue that Manchester United have been better recently as compared to Atletico Madrid, because Manchester United have found some flow under Ralf Rangnick in the past 2-3 games. Lekin this competition isn't easy for Manchester United. Both the teams are evenly matched if you talk about the individuals, and if you talk about the actual managers, I don't think so that anyone can separate both the teams. So in this video we would be covering the actual pre-match discussion, a little bit about tactics and the predicted lineups and the key players for both the teams. So moving towards Atletico Madrid. So if you talk about Atletico Madrid, they have been struggling in La Liga, और इनका जो struggle है वो पिछली जनवरी फरवरी पास सीजन से, even though they won the La Liga, क्योंकि उनका point gap बहुत था. Even if they had left 8 to 10 point gap, I don't think so that in the end वो लीग जीत पाते, क्योंकि after January February they started to struggle. Of course there was fatigue in their players. Of course जो है Diego Simeone जो है was missing somehow when it came to big matches. और कहीं ना कहीं Simeone critic रही है since the past few seasons, on the past few years in the Champions League, कि वो बड़े matches में low block defensive जाता है, and उसकी वजह से ही struggles a lot, और उसको उसकी वजह से बहुत सामने वाली टीम की तरफ से जो है बैकफायर मिलता है. तो वी टॉक अबाउट एथलेटिको मैड्रिड. तो फॉर मी आई हैव वॉच्ड अ लॉट ऑफ एथलेटिको मैड्रिड दिस सीजन, और व्हाट आई हैव एक्चुअली कंक्लूडेड कि दे डिफेंस इज इन फायरिंग, क्योंकि दे आर स्कोरिंग गोल्स बट दे आर कंसीडिंग अ लॉट ऑफ गोल्स. ठीक है, तो दे डिफेंस एक्चुअली इज इन फायरिंग. Simeone still is looking for the right combinations defensively, or this is actually a worrying sign, because going against Manchester United in UEFA Champions League, you have to be perfect in that defensive phase of the game. और of course हम Atletico Madrid की बात करते हैं, how can we forget the low block that they actually play in the Champions League most oftenly in big matches. और मोस्टली उनका गेम स्टाइल यही रहता है. दे वुड बी, आई गेस, मैं जितनी न्यूज़ पढ़ी थी, दे वुड बी गोइंग विद द 5 एट द बैक. तो ऑफ कोर्स उनका जो फुल बैक्स का रोल है, दैट वुड बी वेरी मच क्रूशियल गोइंग अप फ्रंट एंड एज डिफेंसिवली एज वेल, क्योंकि मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड, इफ दे वुड Atletico Madrid would go for a low block, Manchester United would of course be having a high line in defense. और हाई लाइन का मतलब ये है कि मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड के जो फुल बैक्स हैं, दे नीड टू बी best in their position. They need to be firing in all cylinders, either it's defensively or attacking. They need to be on their game, because Atletico Madrid has that quality to surprise any opposition in the world. Of course, not even I don't think so surprise is the right word, but they have the capability to beat any team in the world on their day. Or we cannot count upon the fact that Simeone is a man for big matches. We have to actually say कि वो big matches में there isn't many coaches in Europe जो कि Simeone का caliber जो है meet करते हैं. He has been with the team for a long time now, और he knows how he has to get the game going. तो for Atletico Madrid, the recent news that I read कि उनकी जो absentees हैं उसकी वजह से उनको बहुत जो है ना वो थोड़ा सा बैकफायर मिल सकता है, क्योंकि दे आर मिसिंग आउट ऑन Carrasco. They do not have a fully fit Lemar. They do not have Rodrigo de Paul. They do not have Daniel Voss. this is actually a worrying sign क्योंकि Rodrigo de Paul in the midfield gets you a lot of stability. Even Daniel Vaz, he has been terrific for Valencia, one of the most underrated players in my opinion in La Liga since the past few years. और उसकी absence और Rodrigo de Paul की absence वो definitely miss करेंगे in the midfield. And how can we forget Yannick Carrasco? If you look at the current Atletico Madrid lineup that they could go for tomorrow, उनका यही है कि they cannot be little with pace up front. उनके पास players हैं good on the ball. They have Joao Felix, they have Angel Correa with a lot of finishing, with a lot of up front games. But उनके पास wing पे इतना fast player who can actually give some tough time to Diego Dallo नहीं है. They have Renan Lodi on the left जो कि इतना पेसी नहीं है. He's more a physical type of a left back to defensively ज़्यादा solid as compared to going forward. तो they would miss Yannick Carrasco the most in my opinion क्योंकि Yannick Carrasco provide that pace और वो box में he can dribble, he can go past players easily, and we all know that he's one of the best in his position in Europe. So for them the absentees would of course be very much a big miss for them क्योंकि of course you do not have two of your main players in your lineup, Rodrigo de Paul and Yannick Carrasco. Daniel Vaz का मुझे पता नहीं that he would start or not, but he would have started, but I don't think so कि Yannick Carrasco जितना बड़ा मिस होगा Daniel Vaz. तो if you talk about the recent games Atletico Madrid played, and the most significantly the match against Barcelona, that we didn't anticipate to go the way that it went, जो है they left a lot of spaces. और बार्सिलोना ने बेस्ट क्या किया, they capitalized on it. उन्होंने chances नहीं अपने छोड़े, उन्होंने chances लिए, they scored goals, and because of those spaces Jordi Alba got a lot of room on the left, और इसकी वजह से उनके मिडफील्डर्स को बॉल प्रोग्रेस करने का मौका मिल रहा था. तो Atletico Madrid needs to make sure कि Manchester United को सेम मौका ना दें, because you have players like Bruno Fernandes, you have Paul Pogba, you have Jadon Sancho who has been brilliant recently for Manchester United, and you have of course have the big man Cristiano Ronaldo up front जिसको chances देना, तो it would be a very big mistake for Atletico Madrid. Of course you're talking about Cristiano, you're talking about the worst nightmare of Atletico Madrid in the past few seasons. Of course he's 37, yeah, we can say that he would not be the same this time, but I still think that Cristiano would be the X factor for Manchester United in this game. So for Atletico, they need to minimize the spaces, or they have to play on the counter. They are playing with 5 at the back, तो of course उनको विड्थ मिलेगी उनके फुल बैक से, लेफ्ट राइट बैक से, तो they have to, क्योंकि they would be I guess starting Kondogbia, who can offer a cover on the left, of course क्योंकि he is more of a physical type player, defensively he is solid. तो एथलेटिको प्रोवाइड करेगा ऑफ कोर्स दैट बॉक्स टू बॉक्स फील जो कि उनको ज़रूरत है ऑफ कोर्स इन दिस मैच, क्योंकि यू नीड समवन टू कवर द बैक लाइन जब लेफ्ट और राइट बैक फुल फॉरवर्ड जाएंगे, क्योंकि इट वुड बी अ 3 एट द बैक ऑफ कोर्स जब वो दोनों लेफ्ट बैक और राइट बैक बॉल प्रोग्रेस करके आगे जाएंगे. तो for me the key player for Atletico Madrid in this match would be Angel Correa without a doubt, because Angel Correa इस सीज़न ही 2-3 मैचेस में तो he has saved Atletico Madrid out of nowhere, ठीक है, and he has been their best player on the pitch, ठीक है. He comes on as a substitute most of the time and he has been terrific for Manchester United. Angel Correa is a player who can stretch their back line क्योंकि he has pace in him, he has good finishing on him, or what more you want from your actual forward going up front. So Manchester United would need to actually get a good defensive cover for Angel Correa. So now we will be moving forward to Manchester United. Of course I can see them with a lot of rhythm recently after Paul Pogba. I guess Paul Pogba is actually the game changer at Manchester United right now, because what he brings to the team he doesn't bring a single thing, he brings a lot of things with him. और उसके साथ he brings a lot of stability in the midfield. He has good ball progression on him, तो जिसकी वजह से you have players like Ronaldo, Bruno Fernandes, Sancho, who can capitalize on his long balls, who can capitalize on his balls in the box. तो इसकी पॉल पॉगबा की आने से ब्रूनो को जो है ना वो थोड़ी सी जो है ना वो आराम मिलता है, यू कैन से, क्योंकि ब्रूनो वॉज द सोल क्रिएटर फॉर मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड व्हेन पॉगबा वाजंट देयर, he was not fit. Pogba injured था of course. So in the most of the 60% of the season अभी तक जितना हुआ था before Pogba came, Bruno was the man who would be the sole creator. और Pogba के आने वजह से उसके ऊपर भी somehow he can shift to the wings, और wings से भी जाके ball, of course you know Bruno Fernandes has good crosses on, तो wings से जाके, क्योंकि उसको जब Pogba नहीं होता था तो he used to operate more central, और उसके बाद जो है ना इतनी room नहीं होती थी that he would play a lot of balls in the box that he can actually play. For Manchester United, they need to capitalize on the spaces that Atletico Madrid, because I think so कि Atletico Madrid जितना ही perfect हो ले, they would give away 4-5 chances to Manchester United, because they haven't been perfect defensively. और वो 4-5 chances, Oblak isn't in form. If Manchester United capitalize on it, I would be seeing Manchester United comfortably winning in Wanda Metropolitano. But we all know Atletico Madrid and Diego Simeone, of course. He's a man for big matches, और वो Manchester United को इतनी आसानी से 3 points नहीं ले जाने देगा. And अगर Atletico Madrid takes 3 points out of the first leg, I don't think so Manchester United can make a comeback in the second leg, क्योंकि we all know कि Atletico Simeone का बस चला ना, he would play 8-9 डिफेंडर्स खिला देगा फील्ड पे. वो he isn't afraid to go defensive, और उसकी क्रिटिक भी यही रही है, एंड इट्स हिज बिन स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट एज वेल कि वो डिफेंसिवली अगर चाहे तो किसी भी ऑपोजिशन को जो है ना आइसोलेट करके रख सकता है ऑन द फील्ड, एंड ही हैज़ दैट ऑन हिम कि वो डिफेंसिवली जो है ना वो किसी भी टीम को जो है ना किसी मैनेजर को आउटशाइन कर सकता है. For Manchester United, they need their fullbacks to fire. Of course, I would not be afraid if Diego Dalot starts up front. Oh, Diego Dalot starts Van Bissaka के ऊपर, क्योंकि Diego Dalot is the second best player in ball progression in Manchester United this season. और उसका जो अप फ्रंट जाने वाला, उसके क्रॉसेस, उसका लिंक अप प्ले, उसका बॉल प्रोग्रेशन इज़ अ लॉट बेटर देन वैन बिसाका. हाउएवर वैन बिसाका को देख के मैं लीड्स वाले मैच में बहुत इंप्रेस हुआ था, क्योंकि ही वॉज एवरीवेयर. लाइक उसको लग रहा था दैट ही इज़ प्रूविंग अ पॉइंट टू राफ रैगनिक कि यार मैं भी हूँ, मुझे भी स्टार्ट करो. बट आई डोंट थिंक सो राफ रैगनिक वुड बी स्टार्टिंग हिम दिस मैच, क्योंकि यू नीड द balls in the box for Ronaldo. You need that link up play in the midfield. You need overlaps, and I think Diego Dalot is a lot better when it comes to the attacking phase of the game when you compare him to Aaron Wan-Bissaka actually. So I think that Diego Dalot and Luke Shaw would be very much crucial for Manchester United in this match. Or of course, if we talk about the actual lineup कि वो किस तरह जाएंगे, I would be having De Gea in goal, of course, Luke Shaw and Dalot on the fullback. Now comes the part, centre backs wali part. I think Lindelof, after Jadon Sancho in the last match, Lindelof was the best player. क्योंकि Lindelof ने 2-3 दफ़ा बॉल प्रोग्रेस की, सेंटर बैक्स तोड़ता हुआ है वो पीच से सारी मिडफील्ड. He was literally everywhere. वो मिडफील्ड तोड़ता हुआ है. He played balls in the box. He made good ball progression, जो कि वरान आपको ऑफ कोर्स नहीं प्रोवाइड कर सकता. वो जब वरान होता है तो वरान इज़ एक्चुअली द लास्ट में मैगवायर जो है वो एक्चुअली बॉल प्रोग्रेस करता है. बट आई थिंक लिंडलॉफ इज़ मच बेटर देन मैगवायर के जब वो जो है बॉल प्रोग्रेस में. लेकिन आई डोंट थिंक सो मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड वुड बी ड्रॉपिंग मैगवायर और वरान, क्योंकि वरान एक तो एक्सपीरियंस है एथलेटिको मैड्रिड के साथ खेलने में, एंड वी ऑल नो कि वरान इज़ वन ऑफ द बेस्ट, has been one of the best in the world in the past decade when it comes to centre back. और Real Madrid के लिए भी he has served for them for 7-8 years in the starting lineup, so he has a lot of experience in him, the Rafael Varane. Or I don't think so the Ragnick would be willing to drop him from his starting 11. एक डिबेट जो कि हो सकती है मिडफील्ड में कि आई वुड प्रेफर टू स्टार्ट pivot, double pivot of McTominay and Fred. अब उसकी एक वजह मैं आपको बताता हूँ कि आई वुड ऑल्सो स्टार्ट पॉगबा इन द लेफ्ट अप फ्रंट. मैं उसकी एक वजह भी बताता हूँ कि Fred, McTominay isn't very good when it comes to ball progression. Yes, McTominay provides you a lot of physicality when it comes to defensive work, but Fred is the man who can progress the ball from the midfield और वो back line तोड़ते हुए अंदर ball देगा. या he has a good left foot on him. He can score outside the box से भी chances ले सकता है left foot से अपने. That McTominay of course doesn't provide, but I think still Ragnick would stick to Pogba and McTominay in the midfield और Fred जो दूसरे हाफ में ही might bring, अगर उसको more ball progression चाहिए होगा up front, क्योंकि Fred provides, अब लीड वाले मैच में देखा था how he made the difference. He came on and he was literally everywhere on the pitch. He brings that intensity, he brings that energy to the field that McTominay doesn't provide, but still McTominay needs to start. Or McTominay, there is no question McTominay would start, not because McTominay is the only player who would be willing to help the backline defensively और वो इसमें बहुत अच्छा करता है. He's been one of the best players of Manchester United this season if you talk about the midfield. So for me in the midfield I would see Pogba and McTominay, but मैं जो हूँ if I would have started, I would started at 4-2-3-1 जिसका नाम जो है McTominay और फ्रेड का डबल पिवट करके पॉगबा को लेफ्ट पे जाता है. जैसा ओले के टाइम पे उसने अच्छा खासा टाइम पे लेफ्ट अटैकिंग मिडफील्ड पोजीशन में खेला है. तो आई वुड हैव, बट उसके लिए अब जेडन सांचो आपको राइट पे करना पड़ता है, जिसकी वजह से जेडन सांचो हैज़ बीन टेरिफिक ऑन द लेफ्ट दिस सीजन, जिसकी वजह से आई थिंक दिस इज़ वन ऑफ द रीजंस कि पॉगबा जो है फ्रेड ड्रॉप होगा और पॉगबा वुड बी स्टार्टिंग एज इन द डबल पिवट विद McTominay और वी वुड हैव सांचो ऑन द लेफ्ट, ब्रूनो एज अ नंबर 10, सांचो ऑन द राइट एंड ऑफ कोर्स क्रिस्टियानो रोनाल्डो up front. So wrapping up the actual discussion, I would yes, talking about the key player Manchester United, of course I missed that. You have Ronaldo, you have Bruno, you have Sancho, but for me the key player for Manchester United that would make a difference for them, that would make them win this game is Paul Pogba, because हमने देखा है in the past few games after Pogba came, Manchester United completely changed going up front and Pogba provides वही अपनी तरफ डिफेंडर्स भी अट्रैक्ट करता है and he this creates a lot of spaces for the full backs to have overlap या फिर players like Sancho to Bruno to progress the ball up front, जिसकी वजह से जो है मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड को स्टेबिलिटी मिलती है मिडफील्ड में डिफेंसिवली एंड गोइंग फॉरवर्ड. तो की प्लेयर फॉर मी वुड बी पॉल पॉगबा. ऑफ कोर्स पॉगबा वी ऑल नो कि उसने कितना अच्छा परफॉर्म किया इन द पास्ट फ्यू गेम्स एंड ही हैज़ बिन द मेन मैन फॉर मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड अलॉन्ग विद जेडन सांचो द पास्ट फ्यू गेम्स. तो wrapping up the discussion, it would be a KG affair, I think so, because इतना जितना हमें लग रहा है ना कि मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड would go on कि रोनाल्डो हैट्रिक मार देगा, I don't think so. At 37-year-old you can expect Ronaldo to score 2-3 goals easily in a game, or even if he gets 1 or 2 out of it, it would be a brilliant performance for him, क्योंकि I'm not expecting a hat-trick. Actually, I'm a Ronaldo fan, boy, but I'm not expecting a hat-trick or even 2 goals, a brace for him. Agar, of course, he would, Ronaldo on his day can score 4-5, but if you talk about realistically, looking at his current form, and I don't think so that he would be scoring a lot of goals, but I still think that would be the X factor for Manchester United. Of course, would be Cristiano Ronaldo, with Pogba being the main man for me. And wrapping up the discussion here, for my prediction, I would be going for I guess a 1-0 Manchester United win, क्योंकि I think so कि मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड एथलेटिको जितना भी है ना, वो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल उनके पास विंगर्स नहीं है, देर प्रॉपर विंगर्स, दे डू नॉट हैव लेमार एंड करास्को गोइंग अप फ्रंट, उनके पास स्पेस नहीं है, तो इतना बिग थ्रेट नहीं होंगे गोइंग अप फ्रंट. of course, you have players like Kondogbia and Lorente, of course, who can put in a good ball in the box for Felix and Correa to chase and score. But I think Manchester United have that quality going up front. और अगर एथलेटिको मैड्रिड ने जो है वो स्पेसेस उनको दिए तो आई नॉट अफ्रेड कि मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड एक गोल तो ऑफ कोर्स मारेगा. एंड आई थिंक Manchester United would get away with a win this time. 1-0 win, cheeky 1-0 win, I guess. It would be a cagey affair, well balanced match. और दोनों टीम्स ही बहुत बैलेंस्ड है, वेल मैच्ड गेम. लेकिन इन दी एंड आई एम सीइंग मैनचेस्टर यूनाइटेड विनिंग दिस वन बाय 1 goals to 0.